In this video, we'll learn Lightning Data Service. So Lightning Data Service basically a centralized data caching framework, and it is built on top of user interface API. So let's try to understand with a simple use case. Okay. So I have a Lightning Web component and my requirement is to fetch the record A or account record, some record. Okay. So how things works behind the scene, we'll try to visualize from the first box, that is the first scenario. So basically I'll call the server with some method. It can be any approach. Okay, so I'm fetching a method, I'm calling a method. Okay, go and fetch the record A. Behind the scene it will go and see in the Lightning Data Service, it's a caching, browser cache somewhere. Okay, and it will go to the cache and say, is a record available? If there is no A record available, it will say no, go to server. Then it will go and enter into the server. In the server, we have UI API, user interface API, and it will send the request to database. It fetch the data and it comes to the UI API. I'll explain you what is the role of UI API here. It get the data, UI API pass the same data further, and it comes to the Lightning Data Service back and it says, okay, I got the data, you store it in your cache. Okay, and it sends the data back to the Lightning Web component. This is the first journey, the time you call or you fetch the record A for the first time. Now the second time, go to this second box and try to visualize. Now second time you again need to fetch the record A. You will do the same process, call any method. It will say, oh, go and fetch the record A. It will come to the Lightning Data Service and it checked, is A record available? And in the cache they found the record A is available. It says yes. Then it fetch the record from cache and send it back, and our Lightning Web component gets the data. Now if you see, the benefit of Lightning Data Service here is it saves the server call again and again. It not need to go to the network call. It's reduce our network call. It will be fast, right? It immediately fetch the data from the cache and update the Lightning Web component. So let's go and see what all the benefits that we have. So we'll go through the points quickly. Lightning Data Service is a centralized data caching framework. As I already showed you, it's a caching mechanism behind the scene and it is built on top of user interface API. The UI API gives you the data and the metadata in the single response. So basically when you send the query, it fetches the data and metadata, but both comes in a different response. UI API functionality is to convert both the response into the single response. So UI API gives you the data and the metadata in a single response and also respected access, field level security and sharing setting. So when you try to fetch a record or a field, if you don't have the access, you will not able to access that particular field or you will not able to see that field. Okay, so whatever it's defined in the system, whatever the field level security settings are there, it supports everything as it is. Then LDS displays only records in the field for which user had correct access and field level security, that I already explained. LDS cache result on the client. So if you look at the diagram, the LDS Lightning Data Service is a client side cache. Basically it's not at the server side, and LDS invalidate the cache entry when Salesforce data or metadata change. So behind the scene, if third component update the record A, it automatically invalidate the cache and it fetch the latest records, and it automatically update the Lightning Web component as well. And the best benefit is the optimize the server call. It will be very fast because we are not calling the database again and again. So that's the beauty of the Lightning Data Service. So now we know how Lightning Data Service works and what are the benefits. Now in the next video we'll learn base component, lightning base component built using lightning data service. Now you get the understanding how base components are working behind the scene. So in the next video we'll learn base components. So I'll see you in the next video.